What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Oceania AI only game. I hope you're excited for another episode. We continue on. I'm going to do the info addicts now. It's just before 200, but we'll go past it and then probably too far past it to be normal if I don't. And it's good to do at the start because if you want to skip ahead sort of 5 minutes to miss it, you can do that. So feel free to do that, or however long it takes. But here we go. We'll start with the populations and Brunei with a pretty big lead there at 62 million. The Wagi, though, we saw them climbing as well with good cities, and they've, yeah, there you go, 44 million for them. New South Wales on 35, Laos at 33, Singapore at 32, it's quite big. Motu at 29, Igorot 24, Maori 23, Banuba finally in the desert with 21 million, and then Vietnam down in 17. We'll just do top 10s. I think that's a good amount. Crop yield, New South Wales leads. They do look the biggest with land. We'll get to land obviously, but just by eye, they seem to be the biggest. Then Banuba, then Laos, Brunei, the Wagi, Ngarrindjeri, Vietnam, Maori, Igorot, and Motu, which I think 9 of those were the same from the previous list. Oh no, Singapore fell off too. I don't know. Ngarrindjeri maybe replaced. Actually, yeah, maybe they just replaced Singapore, and the rest is the same. So interesting. But obviously crop yield, population, kind of linked. Production, New South Wales just leading Banuba, and then there's a huge drop off of nearly 200 million tonnes to Ngarrindjeri in 3rd, Maori in 4th, Laos in 5th, Vietnam 6th, Australia in 7th, Motu, Wagi and Aceh even beating Brunei. So there is clearly some civs that are very good in some characteristics and not in others, and that makes it actually really interesting. We normally don't get that. We just get like one dominant civ, although I don't want to speak too soon. New South Wales looking pretty good. Biggest economy is definitely theirs as well. Quite a big lead to Banuba, and then Banuba themselves have quite a big lead over Laos. Then Ngarrindjeri in 4th, Wagi in 5th, Brunei, Singapore, Aceh, Australia and Igorot fill out the top 10. Land, again New South Wales leads over Banuba. Then it's Brunei, quite a long way off, and then Laos, Australia, Vietnam, Ngarrindjeri, Maori, Wagi and the Muri squeezing in for the first time as well. Biggest armies then, there's 3 civs, pretty, within 1 unit or so of each other there, which is Banuba, New South Wales and Laos at the top. Then Ngarrindjeri down in 4th, then there's a much bigger drop off to Brunei in 5th, Maori in 6th, Wagi in 7th, Motu in 8th, then Australia and Burma, and those bottom 3 of the top 10 all pretty similar. Most social policies then, Brunei with a comfortable lead, 22, 19 for the Maori, 18 for Wagi and Motu, 17 for the Igorot, Ngarrindjeri, Singapore and Laos, 16 for Burma, New South Wales, Aceh and the Kulin. Anyone on negative happiness? Yes, Ngarrindjeri on -5 and Laos on -1. So there you go. Brunei just above on 1. Just avoiding the punishments for going below. Right, technologies, we'll go from the bottom. I don't know if these guys are even... Yeah, they have 1 city, I think, in the desert. But this Anangu is on 30. The Yolngu on 34. The other Anangu, who have 4 sort of cities, or 3 cities on the top of Australia, on 36. The Shan on... They're dead. They're not even in the game anymore. Never mind, ignore them. The Kulin on 40. Indonesia 42, as well as the Muri. Then it is the Khmer, because they still have a city in Australia on 44. Australia themselves 45, as well as Banuba in only 13, so that's a weakness for Banuba. Vietnam on 47, as well as Singapore. Burma, Ngarrindjeri and Igorot on 48. 49 for the Maori, New South Wales and Motu. 50 for Aceh. 51 for Laos, 52 for Wagi and 56 for Brunei. So they are 11 techs ahead of Banuba. That's important. And 7 ahead of New South Wales. That is important. Net gold. We don't use this in the results anymore, but there you go. Is anyone losing drastic amounts? Yep, the Khmer. I don't even know what they're spending 114. We'll look at that afterwards. I know they're just a city in Australia, but how are they spending that? They can't have that many units going around, can they? It's a huge deficit. I don't know. What on earth could they be spending that on? They must still have a load of units left over, I guess, but that's weird. Cities then, Banuba leading the way with 26, 23 for New South Wales, Ngarrindjeri 15 as well as Laos, 10 for Vietnam and Australia, 9 for the Muri, 7 for the Maori and Brunei, and 6 for Wagi. Science output, Brunei still leads the way, just 30 ahead of Laos, who have climbed, I think, a lot on that list. The Wagi then in third. New South Wales and Banuba are fourth and fifth, but they just obviously have a lot of cities, so the tech costs much higher for them. Motu in sixth, Igorot seventh, Maori eighth, Ngarrindjeri ninth, and then Vietnam back in 10th. Cultural output, New South Wales and Brunei, it's a tie. Then Maori, Laos, Motu, Banuba, Wagi, Burma, Igorot, and Singapore back on the list. Most wonders, New South Wales possess 8, Australia 5, so East Australia with a lot of wonders. Igorot only 5, I thought they had more than that, but there you go. Maori, Singapore, and Motu with 3, 2 for the Wagi, and 1 for Ngarrindjeri, Aceh, Vietnam, and Brunei. Great works, Brunei with 13, Australia with 12, 11 for the Maori, 10 for Burma and Vietnam, 9 for Singapore, 7 for the Wagi, Muri, and Igorot, and 7 for Laos. This will not be a good one in the results for Banuba and New South Wales, not appearing at all when Brunei is winning. I feel like those are, I haven't counted obviously, but if you did the point system now, it would be between Brunei, Banuba, and New South Wales. I don't know who's winning. I think New South Wales has slightly edged Banuba in most of the categories, so that would probably come down to Brunei doing well when they don't, and New South Wales as an estimate. I don't know how, that might not be how it is. I haven't counted, as I said. And finally, tourism, a dominant position actually for Brunei at 60. It's 27 then for Australia. Then it's the Maori, Burma, Singapore, Igorot, Wagi, Vietnam, Laos, and Aceh. And again, no sign of New South Wales or Banuba. They're down here in 14th and 16th. Okay. Only a couple of great works sort of off the list. I mean, I'm sure if they just go conquer someone, they can up that number a little bit more. There we go. End of last episode. I probably went over this, but the Igorot went order, as did Aceh. I believe that is now not the most. 4 autocracy, 5 order civs. The order ones seem more content, although Igorot are actually in dissidence, probably because of how near they are to Laos. And the freedom civs even struggling as well. Can't win. Even with freedom, they're like, no, we want something else. And then the Statue of... Oh yeah, we did go over this Statue of Liberty for the Wagi here. But there we go. We will now... Oh, it was 7 minutes, 40 seconds. I'm sorry. Sorry to those of you that skipped 5 minutes ahead and still had to bear it some more. But there we go. We continue the episode. It is exciting. There's even if maybe it is a 3-horse race. I don't want to call it too early, but you know, it could be a 3-horse race for the win. You never know. But even then, there's regional battles that we can't wait for. A lot of people, I think, waiting for this one, Vietnam and Laos, and obviously the future of Burma might be tied into that as well. There is, of course, I mean, Singapore and Aceh, maybe a bit of a local rivalry between the two. Indonesia, maybe not so much, but we'll keep an eye on them. Igorot was still pretty popular, so we'll see how they do in the corner. Obviously, yep, you've got Brunei and all their new neighbours. We've got Wagi and Motu still not exactly got a king of the island here. And of course, I mean, Ngarrindjeri has now come and taken a lot of that island as well. So we'll see how that goes. The Khmer, oh yeah, what is the Khmer spending all that money on? They have nothing here. How do you have minus 114? You can't have that many buildings. What the heck? How does Brunei have that? Well, that's their tech advantage summed up. There's a lot of Khmer. I guess a Galeas. There's a few units around, but it surely can't cost 114 gold per turn. That seems a bit crazy. I guess if you're making 0, maybe, but it's still hard to see. I'm sure they'll get a caravan up soon, but that won't fix the whole. Anyway, it does look like Banuba might be about to take them out anyway, so it won't matter for too long. New South Wales has a plane. 2 planes. What? 3 planes. What the heck? Where'd they get those from? Rapidly evolving tech situation. Brunei does not have that. I don't have the luxuries on. We'll turn those on. I'll go find them. There we go. That's what we'll do. I'm not going to worry about horses and iron. Sort of past that era. I'm sure most of them found it or didn't. It's not a requirement really anymore for most of the units they're going to be building, except some frigates. I think need iron. Some go. Yeah, I think they do. A lot of trade ships here. Singapore to Igorot. Oh, there we go. World's Congress expanding. Igorot is trading with Vietnam. Not Laos, noticeably. But yeah, let's open this up. In-game editor just crashes straight away. That's normally my luck. Technologies, right. It's a bit further up. What are we looking for? We're looking for coal, which is industrialization. We are looking for biology, electricity, and atomic theory. There we go. Okay, let's have a little look then. We'll try and spot who's got at least one source of each thing. I'm not going to go crazy searching for it all. As you can see, the map is now disgusting. Burma do have coal, but that appears to be it based on their territory. Laos, I can see, have oil in multiple spots, lots of spots. They also, yeah, the more oil. They have a plane now as well. That just came up. They do not have Europe. Yeah, they just have oil. None of the others. Strangely, I mean, that's not including their other territories, of course. Vietnam do have coal, uranium, and yeah, a lot of coal. So Vietnam got the coal, but Laos got oil. And yeah, oil is probably more strategic. Coal only really used in ironclads. Sorry if I'm forgetting some other unit. I'm sure I am. I feel like it'd be very random if it was only used, well, factories as well, so Vietnam will have that edge. But I think Laos already, they have ideologies, so it's not huge. Okay, let's go over to Igorot just while we're up here. They have uranium and coal. They will get oil, surely at some point. Maybe once they need it. No, they need it, they'll come settle over here as well. But they should get that eventually. No aluminium. I haven't even seen any, let alone, obviously very rare. Brunei have plenty of uranium. They do have oil as well as a minimum. They're going to get more coal and oil here too. And some uranium. Coal for Laos and more oil. Oops, sorry about that. We are back. I'll probably forget to cut that out. That'd be nice and awkward. So I just disappear for 2 minutes. Is this settler going to go here? This would be... I don't know, there'd be something really satisfying if it did and just filled the gap. No, I don't think they... Yeah, they must be able to settle like here. Yeah, here would have been fine. That won't happen. Right, we were looking through the resources, which is what I've just forgotten we were doing. But the Maori have also completed the Eiffel Tower, and Brunei complete the Brandenburg Gate. Aceh then, they also have some oil, some uranium. Geez, is there no aluminium? I'll have to like randomly add some and not be biased. Or could be an interesting game without rocket artillery. What else? Kulin settler, that caught me off guard. I forgot that was there. That's there. Indonesia have nothing yet. They might get some oil if they're lucky. Either direction one day. Aceh have some more uranium. Let's go over to... well, Banuba's going to have probably everything. Let's not worry about them. The Wagi will get uranium. They have oil. Again, the Garangeri. We'll just look at what they have in Australia. Oh, sorry. Hopefully no more knocks at the door for the next five minutes. Maybe I can get through this. Wagi have some oil. Motu, uranium and oil. What else we got? Alright, I'm assuming these guys just have everything except aluminium because I can't see any of that anywhere. Yes, I didn't see it. Did I see oil? I must have. Surely. Maybe no oil for New South Wales, which is a surprise, but I'm sure they have it somewhere else, right? Nope, maybe not. Okay, well, that's a big one. They have planes though, so they do have it. Maybe it's under a city or something. So there you go, logic, or they're trading for it. There's an aluminium, just the one source in the world. Is there some more here? Like, oh, there is some more here. Okay, aluminium is just heavily restricted to the outback. I don't know if this, it might be realistic placement, although I feel like uranium locations may not be that much of public knowledge, but there we go. Regardless, there is some aluminium down here, never mind. Oil. I've just got lost at this point. We're just scrolling over. Pick it out for your favourite civ. Some aluminium and oil for the Muri. Uranium. Most of everything. Australia. Ngarrindjeri have uranium there. Australia have some as well eventually. That's not useful now. They have a lot of aluminium too. So yeah, the Australian civs will probably have a bit of a trade advantage when it comes to aluminium. and it seemed maybe sort of some of the more island civs have an oil advantage, or certainly we saw Lao had quite a bit of oil, for example. But either way, we will continue onwards now for a few more minutes and see how it goes. We are just waiting for this war, aren't we? Lao v Vietnam. I think that could be quite exciting. Bit of a regional rivalry. Lao does seem to have the technology advantage. It doesn't mean everything though. And I feel like they're both kind of, particularly Lao, I mean, they wonder if they attack Burma and then they get attacked by Vietnam, like, do you want to fight both at once? So maybe that's helping Burma out a little bit. And of course they might be trading with each other or just be good friends. And also getting these two cities will be very, very challenging. Get another ideology, which is Motu, going order as well. Just another one to ramp up the pressure on those autocracy nations here. Not what they would have wanted. The Maori's turn. Ooh, why are they taking so long? What are they doing? I think they're trying to... They might be trying to navigate a settler to somewhere useful. Oh, there we go, new city for Ngarrindjeri. So yeah, they've just come in here and stolen away the west side of New Guinea, or Papua New Guinea, and well, I guess Wagi got this part, so that's at least there. But there's a lot. We can now see oil, uranium. This makes a lot of these other spots that have been ignored so far a lot more attractive. We'll see where Banuba's up here as well. Might go and settle near Brunei. That could cause some more tension. But so far, Brunei seems pretty cool with having neighbours. They haven't exactly done too much. They haven't even really built up a military, so they're pretty comfortable. Well aware that they could end up. I mean, obviously I don't think the AI thinks like this, but if you're a human, you just think, you wait till that Vietnam-Lao inevitable war happens, and then you just sort of pick a side, right, and take the other one out while they're completely distracted back at home. That's kind of the obvious way to do this. And then obviously you could probably do both if you're quick enough. Murray declared war on Banuba. Okay, I've got to look at the military numbers because that doesn't make sense. This makes sense. This is they might steal away a capital, but surely it's going to come at like. Are they just preying on the fact that the Banuba is so spread out? Is someone going to join in 10 turns? Look, Banuba's force here is huge. I guess, you know, maybe they're hoping my PC will crash before they have time to walk back over. That's a strange one from the Murray. Did I miss someone else attack them or something? I don't know. If they're waiting for like a New South Wales or something, I mean, maybe, but even they're not particularly well positioned. They have a lot of planes. That is a strange one from the Murray. I would laugh if they'd got like a promise to declare war in 10 turns from a civ that then did not declare war or something like that, but that they still wouldn't commit to it. They'd pull out, right? I don't know. Promise the Khmer? Like, no, that wouldn't happen. So I don't know what's gone on there, but they're obviously feeling a little brave for next turn. We actually could have done it. Well, this is a catch-22, right? We're on turn 199. If we hadn't have done the info addicts, we probably would have been on like 210 or something, or a bit more. But there you go. Anyway, we'll leave that for next time. Oh yeah, I just want to check this. Info addicts. Military manpower. Banuba here. Murray here. Okay, they're outnumbered 2 and a bit, 2.4, 2.5 to 1. We'll see how that goes next time. But thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.